award-winning speeches usually mention moms and coaches. Standing on that stage, I think the honoree finally sees it. They know that sometimes we need someone to believe for us, someone to encourage us to jump higher, dig deeper, look within, stretch, trust ourselves, press on again and again. Athletes, musicians, CEOs, and politicians have one thing in common: a coach. At least those who want to be elite. One award-winning coach whom I know personally led the Ohio State University wrestling team to a national championship. I had the honor to help Coach Tom Ryan craft his new bestseller, Chosen Suffering, Becoming Elite in Life and Leadership. When I was meeting with Coach Ryan, he explained to me that he understands that becoming elite in every area of life involves daily changes. He spurs his team on, and he relies on his coaches to push him to the next level. This quote really stood out to me when I was interviewing Tom Ryan. Movies span around 90 minutes, highlighting the here to there, as though that's enough time to showcase the true struggle that's foundational to growth. Infomercials advocate perfect abs in 10 minutes. Wouldn't that be awesome? The quick fixes are untrue and deceitful to our psyche. It's a lie, and it preloads inaccuracies for us to not be ready for the agony it takes to grow and flourish. Think about that. The agony it takes to grow and flourish. Who wants to sign up for agony? But I want to grow and flourish, and I only have one life. Almost 15 years ago now, I knew I needed a coach. One normal day, my life exploded with my husband's confession of his addiction to pornography. Hiring a coach meant I had someone in my corner, challenging and encouraging me, and it changed my life. Now, this might sound dramatic, but it really saved my life. And today, I'm proud to be that coach for others. My friend Linda Outka, author of Pebbles in My Shoe, reminds me often of the benefits of transformational coaching. 1, better relationships. 2, insight to take action towards your goals. 3, confidence to become more self-reliant. 4, greater responsibility and accountability for your actions and commitments. 5, communication that works. 6, goals that get checked off. And 7, healing. Your life feels upended right now. Sure, you might be functioning at work or with the kids to make it through the day, but you can't do that forever. Imagine how you'd like to feel in 1 year or 5 or even 10. So think about this. What do you need to adjust today to get there? And where do you start? When you've been betrayed by your spouse, what do you do next? I had to ponder that question. And now I coach women whose husbands struggle with a porn addiction. This type of coaching in the relationship is unique. It has to include trust, openness, and safety. These are all paramount in this relationship. You know, it's not about a national championship, but it is the fight for your life and for your marriage. You find yourself standing on the sidelines of a life you don't recognize because you don't remember signing up for that team. Yet you're here now. I know because I lived it. Your heart and mind cannot conceive of this being part of your life. It's hard to wrap your mind around much of anything right now. And the rug, well, it's been pulled out from under you and lit on fire. I remember. But as a coach, I see beyond these initial shocks and aftershocks because I see healing and believe in your future for you until you can. Nothing brings greater joy than to help you take a breath, discover practical, I can do this next step, pin down the lies swirling around you, and encourage you about your new future. Instead of working to get your life back to normal, we uncover a better life for you. Why? Because normal is what got you here to this point. So here's how I apply award-winning wrestling techniques to your life and marriage. First, stretch. Every smart coach like Tom knows before you can push your body to greater endurance, you have to stretch to loosen up those muscles. It's also important when you're discovering new ways to do life. We have to acknowledge where we are before we can find solutions. I'm going to ask a few tough questions, but always with the intent to help you call your situation what it is. We don't want to get a pulled muscle early on in the process, just a gentle stretch to let us know something will change soon. Number 2, warm up. There's a section here in Tom's book where he describes a wrestling warm-up session, and every time I read it, I laugh. I probably shouldn't, but I do. This warm-up exhausted him, and I get it. That happens in coaching situations. It's happened to me, and it's okay. We're going to discuss timing. How do you address the situation that caused the pain? What techniques can you use to prepare for the tough discussions? All of these are designed to avoid finger pointing and accusations and open the door for healing. Number 3, respect your opponent. Your spouse isn't your enemy. The porn is. And respect goes both directions. To find hope and restoration, we discover ways to remember the good, identify the destructive patterns and behaviors, and to find positive ways to build healthy boundaries. Just like a wrestler has to assess their opponent and not underestimate them. 4, seasons aren't won in a single match. You don't get to the championship level, the elite level, without consistent small wins over time. Well, the same is true in your marriage. The wins come through daily choices, steps, and victories in changed behavior and conversations. Your marriage doesn't have to dissolve over this. You can heal, one choice, action, and decision at a time. The 5th one is the post-match evaluation. Why do athletes review video recordings of their matches? They analyze each move to discover where they messed up, where they need to build strength, and what did they do well. Sometimes they discover they need a total new game plan. Well, when porn invades your marriage, the post-game evaluation points to a pivot in your marriage. You know what isn't working. It's the porn addiction. Now it's time to discover new techniques, strengths, and practices. A transformational coach helps you do that. And the good news, you can have full-color, laugh-again life built on truth, hope, accountability, responsibility, and transparency. Now here's the key training point I want you to get today. You cannot continue with life as normal because that life allowed pornography to be part of your story. Finding a coach creates the space for you to grow and flourish. I understand right now the desire to clutch this issue to your chest and cry silently. You don't want anybody to know, because who could possibly understand your feelings? After all, your husband who vowed to protect you is addicted to something that makes you feel invisible, ugly, worthless, dirty, ruined, and furious. That's how I felt. Joyce Meyer asks a great question. Do you want the temporary pain of progress or the eternal pain of staying the same? That's a strangely familiar question to the one my coach asked me, and it's one I'm going to ask you. For years now, I wondered why God allowed this horrible pain in my life, but I don't wonder any longer. I believe God allowed this pain to draw me first closer to Him, and then to care for other women whose husbands are addicted to pornography. Research shows that online porn viewing rates are just as high in men who attend church as those who don't. And TechCrunch reports online porn viewing increases infidelity in marriages by 300%. I was shocked when I first read that, but not anymore. I know there's a battle, there's a fight for our husbands' hearts, and it's destroying marriages. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can fight like a girl for your marriage. If you want more information and someone who's been there to listen to you, please hop on over to KirstenDSamuel.com. Kirsten is spelled Kirsten, D as in Diane, Samuel, SAMUEL.com, and click on that big blue button. You deserve to heal whether your husband decides to change or not. You don't have to live with this pain. I can help.